Disney just can't help themselves. Every single time they get into anything at this juncture, they are going to insert insane woke propaganda. This is a children's show. It's billed as a children's show. It is starring children. It's like Ewok adventure level of they're trying to get kids to watch this. And they're going to push LGBTQ plus propaganda on you and your children intentionally to try to brainwash you. This is what Disney wants to do. And that's what the woke are doing these days. They are now not self-reflecting after the election, not looking at anything. And they're going to just insidiously insert this stuff deeper because they believe they have a just cause and they need to do it anyway. But they're going to try to hide it in a little slicker of a manner than they used to, instead of just outright wagging a finger and lecturing you like they've done for the past few years. Disney has been very bad about this, and Star Wars has been the worst. We're going to get into exactly what happened and what's going to happen with the Skeleton Crew in just a moment. Please smash that like and subscribe button. Join us here. We're getting close to 50,000 subscribers. Thank you very much, modern audiences, for watching us here. We really appreciate you for being there. And I am a sci-fi author myself. I have a Star Wars replacement for you. This is Justified Saga of the Nano Templar. It is high action, high fun. You will very much enjoy this if you used to like what Star Wars was. You can see, like, I've got very highly rated reviews on Amazon here. It's a trilogy, as it should be, and you can enjoy this today on ebook. Now, I just came out with a new audiobook for book 2 for Sanctified, so if you did get book 1, book 2 is now out on audio. But the other ways it's out are ebook, print, and print for all 3. So check this out. It's in the description below. Thank you guys so much for supporting our books. You're going to love this. It is just pure high-tea adventure, exactly what you want out of Star Wars. And thank you guys so much again for reading. So film threats. Chris Gore spoiled that Star Wars goes full woke in episode 3. Now, I did watch the first couple of episodes last night. I was going to do a straightforward review and actually praise Disney for making a good, competent plot with a good, competent setting and being enjoyable. There's a couple things about it. There is definitely the overly diverse casting of Hollywood that you come to expect with, like, the black boy, the ambiguous race girl, and then the white girl who's smarter and better than everyone and reminds you of such over and over and over again. The Kathleen Kennedy self-insert that we get in every Star Wars, right? Since Rey. And so those were the main cast, and it's like, okay, this is a little cringy on that level, but they didn't really push too much in anything else. They actually did a plot. Basically, these kids find an abandoned starship. It goes haywire. It escapes into space. You know, it's stuff we've seen before, but it doesn't matter. It's fun. And a droid gets activated. That's a lot of fun. And they end up in this, like, weird pirate area in a lot of trouble, unable to find their ways back home. That's the plot of the first 2 episodes. Pretty cool stuff. Like, that feels very Star Wars-y. It's a good kid iteration of it. It's a fun adventure story, coming of age sort of thing for children, and I would have applauded it. I would have said this was pretty good. There are a couple moments in it. Like I said, there's the girl boss element to it, which is a little annoying, just in a couple spots. And then there is a couple of scenes where the effects, like, you could tell they, like, ran out of budget or something like that. And it's like, what is happening here? The graphics looked a little bad, but for the most part, it was fine. And the story was good. The characters were actually compelling and interesting. I liked the little elephant kid and the robot quite a bit. That was fun. You expect something decent out of this. Now, Disney is doing things way more insidiously than they used to. They understand at this point, after the election of Donald J. Trump, and actually the way the whole year's gone, with the Acolyte failing, with Rings of Power failing, with all these video games that are woke failing, they know that it costs a lot of money to go woke right out the gate. And it costs a lot of money to do these marketing campaigns to go out there and cry victim and say that the fans are bad and toxic. They didn't do that with the Skeleton Crew. You heard complete silence about this leading up to it, which actually led people to watch it, like myself. And so they did a pretty good job on that marketing campaign right up front to do this. And now they're getting more insidious about it. And this is the thing. That now they want to lull you into a sense of complacency to where you go, it wasn't that woke and it was kind of fun, right? That is the objective. And it got me, right? And that is what they're trying to do at this point. So what you're going to start seeing is these shows are going to do this kind of thing where it's like, okay, that wasn't that bad. Yeah, it was a strong female lead and like everybody's black, but like there's no gay stuff at least. And they're going to do that now, and then they're going to drop bombs on you in episodes 3 and 4. Even The Acolyte was very subtle about their lesbian space witches until like the third episode, right? The first two episodes, just like, I mean, it was cringy and it was a diverse and inclusive cast, but they didn't do much on that. And then in episode 4, they like went full pronoun lectures, right? That's where it like really started going off the rails, episode 3 and 4. And that's what they're trying to do now. They're going to release the first couple episodes, make you say, this is pretty good. Maybe not the best, but pretty good. And get you hooked enough to watch more, to where you can come in on this, and then you don't want to drop it, and you've been watching it with your families, and your kids are going to demand that you watch it, so that you get into this sort of nonsense. So that's kind of like where the woke started. It's literally just a little bit of girl bossing, a little bit of diverse casting, and then they're going to drop the bomb in episode 3. So Chris Gore from Film Threat actually talked about this and showed it, and actually gave in my article here a whole deal about the Acolyte. You guys remember this summer. Never forget, my friends, how far they've gone. And this is what these people believe. They literally believe they're doing right, and they believe they just have a little bump in the road right now, and that they just have to weather through it. Nobody's getting fired at these companies for any of their weird diversity initiatives that they've pushed. They are going to double down, and they're going to keep doing so over and over and over again. This is who these people are. And so families need to be warned about this, because this is, as I said at the top of the video, billed as a kid's show. This is not an adult show. It's not some big thing. It is PG. It's meant to be for kids. It's starring kids. Everything about it is intentionally grooming kids, and they're intentionally trying to manipulate your young children from like ages 5 to 12 into thinking that the LGBT lifestyles are for them. And the reason they're doing that is these people like them young. That's all it's about with Hollywood. You know it. It's child sacrifice. It is a satanic ritual with these people. It 100% is every single time. So this is what they're doing at this point to get this going. And Chris Gore revealed it. This is the spoilers for episode 3. He says, I agree, Skeleton Crew is a fun and solid Star Wars show for kids. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. In episode 3, you'll meet the parents and learn one character has 2 moms. And this is what they do every single time. You remember they did it in Doctor Strange with the rock monsters and all that, where they went off on like the your moms, and they just threw that line in there that had nothing to do with anything in the movie at all. That's what they're doing here, and they're doing it again just to convince you that these lifestyles are good. That they're trying to convince kids very, very young that they're good, and to convince them that it's normal when it's not. And they want to lie to children in order to manipulate them into sexualized lifestyles. That is the entire purpose of this. So wake up if you haven't already. He says they just can't help themselves. Modern messaging must be inserted no matter what. I'd have preferred they kept the parents out of it altogether. Again, there's no purpose for them to do this. It doesn't serve a story point. It just like they put it in there just to put it in there. And it's really, really sick. So this is where they're going to go with it. And that's what they're going to do now. They're going to put it more into the background. They started it with, what was it, Rise of the Skywalker, right? They remember the lesbian kiss at the end, which they edited out in China. They do that kind of thing. They want to throw that in the background of everything to give you just like your brain, program you that this is something that you're going to see normally, and you're going to accept it, and you're going to be okay with it. And that's the entire intention of this stuff, guys, every single time. And they're doing it for younger and younger things. I mean, we've seen it in this like Dora the Explorer spinoff at this point. Coco Melon spinoff at this point. They're doing it for babies. I mean, it's insane. And it is intentionally trying to harm children. It's really, really sad. I mean, Star Wars Theory basically had the same thoughts on the first couple episodes I did, which is reminded myself as a kid, dreamt of finding a spaceship getting lost in a distant galaxy, dreamt of becoming a Jedi, endless invisible lightsaber fights with my dad and my friend, pressures of school, being an outcast, feeling misunderstood, and overall just trying to navigate being a young boy with an appetite for adventure for something more. Jumanji, Goonies, Harry Potter, Star Wars universe, no complaints. Nostalgic made me remember being that age fun. And they definitely leaned into the nostalgia. There's a couple scenes especially where you see it. At the very beginning, they open it up with a ship getting lit up and in a battle, much like the original Star Wars movie opens up that way. And then they do a speeder race through the forest to remind you of Return of the Jedi. And all that as well. And so they definitely lean very, very heavily into the member berries when they get into this sort of thing. And then they drop the bomb. That's what they're going to do. They're going to bait you with nostalgia. They're going to bait you with a fun plot. They're going to bait you with some nice visuals sometimes. And then they're going to drop the woke bomb every time. This is the new agenda. This is the way they're going to do it going forward. Do not fall for it. Do not let children watch this, guys. Please pass this information on. It's very important stuff because this is the new grooming operation from Disney. We're going to call it out. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Please check out my Justified Saga of the Nano Templar. If you like Star Wars, you are going to love this, guys. This is absolutely everything you've ever wanted out of Star Wars, and I think you'll enjoy it. If you're a reader, grab it in the description below. Ebook, print, and audio. And, of course, there's 2 more books. It is a trilogy, so you can get the whole trilogy today. We'll be back soon.